Hello everybody, Dave Howard and Tyson Gabriel here with Premier Risk Management. In one of our previous videos that we put together for you, we announced that we were going to be doing an air quality analysis and some sampling right here in our own facility. And then we were going to make some engineering controls, and then we were going to come back and do a post-analysis. Well, Tyson has completed that survey finally, and we got all the results back. And you know what, Tyson, why don't you walk us through exactly what we did?
Sure. Yeah, so essentially what we did is we looked at, since we can't reproduce virus material at will, we do know that there's allergen material in the air, there's spores and things of that nature. That's right. Everywhere you go. It's a very similar material to virus components. So if the running theory is if we can eliminate allergens in the air, you're not going to have a problem knocking out virus material. So we conducted a spore trap analysis. Basically what we're doing is we're just checking to see what type of spores we have in the air. And so our baseline assessment, what we did before the equipment was installed, is we found that we had very good air quality. Mm-hmm. So typically what you want, you'll go outside, you'll grab a baseline sample of what's happening outdoors, and you want your indoor samples to be 50% or less of that. So we found at the foyer, where we open the door frequently, was 50% less than what it was outside. In our conference room, we were 25% less than what was outside. So we already had very good HVAC usage. Our air-to-air quality was fine, and so when we went further with it after we implemented the equipment, that's when everything got really interesting. So
the equipment that we put in, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the UV technology that we're using?
So we've had some previous videos with John Storm from Aerapy. They have a new patented UV system. And what's interesting too is I've done analysis before in work environments that had UV technology in it.
That's right, you've been doing this a long time.
A couple decades. So but it was interesting because even with the UV technology, you could still find like smuts and like other things that were still airborne, but it was significantly reduced.
Okay.
But this technology runs at a different frequency, and of course John in one of our other videos gave his contact information. So if you want more information on that, you can contact him. But it's a patent technology. It operates at a different frequency, and it is far superior than anything that, and we reviewed the lab analysis that they had, and it was very promising and very impressive. But then when we wanted to do our own, just to make sure, because we're talking about this, we wanted to make sure that we feel right about recommending this to our clients.
Correct.
And so the results we got after we put it in was really interesting.
So why don't you go over the numbers real quick?
Okay, so we found that, I talked about our baseline sample, 50% in the foyer, 25% from outside, and here in the conference room. So then when we did sampling after the equipment was put in place, we found that the foyer still has the door opening, so you're going to continuously get spores and so forth in there. But even with that happening, had 15% less than what was outside of identifiable spores, smuts. So that's a huge win. So I thought, wow, that's pretty impressive. But then when I saw in the conference room, there was no identifiable spores or smuts in the conference room. And at first when I saw the lab analysis, I thought I didn't understand what I was looking at, because I'd never seen that before. But it was super impressive, and for it to know that it's sanitizing our air multiple times within 15-minute time frames. So to know that it's that effective with spores or allergens that are airborne, I feel secure knowing that here in the conference room, we're not going to have virus material hanging around at all.
So I want to make sure everybody understands that we're not partnered with anybody on this. We don't share income or anything like that. What Tyson did is he went out and looked for solutions. We're a solutions-based company. If you got risk management concerns, Doesn't matter what the discipline is, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start looking for ways to solve the problem. And one of the ways we solve the problem is we always use the hierarchy of controls.
Yep.
How many times have we talked about that?
Yep.
So one of the first things you do, obviously, is, well, engineering is one of your top tier.
Yeah.
And so we went right to engineering. So everybody in the office obviously is very comfortable. We're confident in the results that we have, but we did this analysis without telling anybody we were going to do it because we wanted to make sure the technology worked. And when we talked to John Storm after the fact and shared with him what we'd done, they were rather impressed themselves. I mean, obviously they know the technology works, but nobody's ever done an independent analysis that had no financial tie to them.
Yep.
So they were a little bit surprised at the analysis too.
You know, and it just goes to show one of the funny things, well, funny and sad at the same time, but early on in this pandemic, people wanted to go straight to PPE as a solution.
Yeah, well, we
wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask. And where the mask does have a role to play in the hierarchy of controls and in the exposure prevention plan, it is not your one-trick pony solution for all this. It's engineering controls. And early on, and back in March of last year, we were pushing people hard. Your HVAC system, make sure that you're getting enough air changes per hour, make sure you're monitoring that and that it's being properly maintained. And what did OSHA, they just now started coming out and really pushing
That was
people
just
on.
recent.
Recent. Yes.
Recent that they finally caught up to what we've been talking about all this time. So we're not bragging, but hey, we were right.
And we're still ahead of the game with this technology. So it's in our toolkit. We definitely recommend it. It's something that we, as Dave said, we don't have any financial ties to that. So we're not gaining anything. The only thing is we're gaining a satisfaction that we're able to recommend something like this for the betterment of our clients, for people that trust us to come in and find solutions to protect their business, protect their employees and themselves. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So just so everybody knows, we're working from the office. We have been, well, forever. Anyways, we haven't had any breakouts, by the way. We haven't had any issues. Nobody's gotten sick. Everything is under control.
No even flu.
No, we haven't even had any flus or any colds or anything. So, it's important to take care of yourself, but make sure you follow the hierarchy of controls. If you want to get a hold of us, you want us to come out and do these surveys for you, we'd be happy to do it. We do recommend that you give John Storm a call about the UV units. You can use them in your office, in your facilities. They work in any industry. You can put them in hospitals, nursing centers, care centers, restaurants, bars, movie theaters, entertainment industries.
Like clubs. All these places have been closed.
Yeah.
Put it in there. Open your business. Get it open. We'll help provide the science to fight for you. But yes, don't sit on this. Get this done.
Get back to work. Hey, we're easy to reach. You can get us on our website at premierrm.com, premierrm.com. You can also reach us at 800-980-RISK. We look forward to hearing from you, and we would love to come out and help you out with this.
Take care.